interesting episode.
Yeah.
You know?
They did an episode like that with Enterprise with the second Commander Trip. Tucker, they had a clone trip.
Oh yeah.
They needed something from him to save Tucker.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, they did some fascinating stuff, but this episode in particular, though, it's one of my favorite. I'm sure I thought about afterlife issues when I was doing this. I probably don't remember them now, but I suspect I gave it more thought than I say right now. But
Well, after hearing you speak both when we had lunch and then tonight, the thought of you not having any thoughts about it is frankly incomprehensible. You must have had thoughts, and they must have been pretty deep, and you just don't remember.
I just don't remember them right now.
We are approaching the 9 o'clock hour. As we did last time, we'll have a little reception over at Fellowship Hall. You can do a little one-on-one with Ethan. You can get autographs if you like. This time we have cake. Ooh. And speaking of the afterlife, the reason why we have cake is because we have a memorial service here this afternoon, and we didn't finish all cake. So here we are. This is a gift from the afterlife to us. I want to close out just by plugging our next session, April 26th. Bob O'Reilly, Gowron will be here. Looking at an episode from the next generation called Rightful Heir. It's right up there with Mortal Coil for me. It's an episode I'll probably use 2 or 3 times in this series because it's that good. But you may recall this is the episode where Kahless appears to Worf, and we get into this issue of is it really Kahless? Is it not really Kahless? Does it make any difference? But at some point in the story, Gowron shows up and starts to try to manipulate the results for political reasons. So our focus will be on the separation of church and state. Goes into this episode, and people presume they know how I feel about that. I may have some surprises for you that night. I have talked to Bob about the episode. He has very strong feelings about church and state, and they're quite articulate feelings. So, and you're laughing. You know Bob. And it's going to be wonderful. So we're going to look at this church and state thing. We're going to look at, Gowron comes in and tries to mess with this whole Kahless episode for his own gain, which of course has not happened in American political history ever. So, April 26th, Robert O'Reilly. Be here for that if you can. Tell your friends. I want to fill this place. We got to have every Trekkie in Southern California here for these things.
We're trying.
I know. We're all trying on that. May 17th is when Bob Picardo comes in. An episode called Latent Image from Voyager, which is another great what does it mean to be human kind of episode. We have Rod Roddenberry coming on June 14th to talk about Gene, to talk about his vision. And it's very interesting that I know Gene was very much opposed to having religion as part of the original series. And in some cases he succeeded, and we're going to hear some stories about some cases where he didn't succeed in that. And we haven't decided which episode we're going to hear yet. He's leaning toward Devil in the Dark, I'm leaning toward something else. But, big announcement, we don't have a date established yet. But in the fall, Marina Sirtis will be here. TNG episode called The Child. And she and I are going to meet next month to talk about that. The telephone conversation I had with her indicated that she has some really interesting things to say about that episode, about faith, about life and choice, and all of these other really, really difficult issues that we seem to have such a hard time wrestling with. So, thank you for coming this evening. Join us in Fellowship Hall for some one-on-one time.
I brought some pictures to give everybody.
Aw.